Out of the 800 or so dive shops in the US, most of them are failing. The majority break even or run at a loss to support somebody's hobby, which usually ends up going out of business every few years. Only a small fraction are actually making income for the owners with a proven business model. But this is somebody who gets it. She knows how to do it right. I've been diving with her. This is a flagship dive shop that literally does everything. I talked her into an interview after 2 days of convincing her. She didn't want to do it at first. She finally did it. Hats off to you, Jennifer. You want to know what a dive shop should look like, how it should be run, and really what the secret is to its success, and why anybody would want to own one. As most of you know, I previously owned one. It's a lot. She's doing it, she's growing, she's succeeding, and she loves it. And of course, after the interview, I'm gonna give you my 2 cents on something very controversial that comes up with dive shops a lot. So I hope you enjoy this interview with Jennifer. Oh, don't forget, the Dive Expo is August 24th. I will be there speaking, doing a Q&A, and just walking around, so hopefully I'll get to meet a few of you. Aggieland Scuba, August 24th, in the description. Jennifer, thanks for coming on.
You're welcome. Thanks for inviting me.
We're playing by the pool. Sorry about the ambient noise. But we're both here in Roatan. How do you say it?
I say it Roatan.
But we're here. We're in Honduras. How about that? You have a huge shop in Texas. Aggieland Scuba, logo's right there. You're successful. You've been doing this a while. Why did you decide to open a dive shop?
Well, actually, at the time I wanted to get certified, there was not a dive shop in College Station, Bryan area.
I'm going to stop you right there. Why did you want to do it?
Why did I want to get in there?
Why did you want to do it?
About the time that my kids got married and moved out of the house, I was looking for something to do. We had been certified. We traveled a lot with Aggieland Scuba and gone on their trips, and the opportunity came to purchase part of a dive shop, and saw that as my opportunity to come in and help out.
You were a teacher.
I was a teacher, elementary school.
You were an elementary school teacher. You opened a dive shop because you thought it'd be fun. You were already living the lifestyle. So you didn't open the dive shop because it was a sound, wise, get-rich-quick scheme investment?
We do the dive shop because we like to dive. We like to build a community of divers. We like to travel. We like to show the people what there is around the world underwater. And
what is a community? Like, what does a community of divers look like?
At our dive shop, our community is the entire family, from kiddos, SEAL team, 8 years old, up to retired professors, the grandparents, young singles, families.
So you're training Navy SEALs?
Navy SEALs, yeah, actually.
Wow.
Patty SEAL team, we have summer camps during the summer for 8 to 10-year-olds.
Okay.
Monday through Friday. Monday they snorkel, and then they start doing skills. Friday they're in the deep end.
You're a successful dive shop. That's why you're on here. You're a big one. You got a name. You understand the value of social media. Do you think most dive shops are using social media properly?
That's a loaded question.
It's not a hard question. The answer is no.
No, it definitely could be used more. A lot of dive shops are 1 or 2 people running it. It's really hard to do, to run a dive shop, to run a travel program, to run everything a dive shop needs to be, and get the social media out there.
And that's because usually the owners are also the ones running social media.
Exactly.
Do you think that is where the ball gets dropped a lot? Because I've seen you're a good editor and you're a good photographer. Mm-hmm. I would argue that majority are not. Most people just aren't. Do you think the ball gets dropped there a lot, where they're just like, oh, my friend or whoever, my spouse, my kids, they'll run social media and they don't treat it like, because in my opinion, social media can hit millions and millions of people where traditional advertising, tell me if you agree with this, I don't think traditional advertising works in scuba diving at all.
Absolutely not. It's seeing other people's vacation pictures, who they dove with, where they went. They want to do that the next time, and that ball just continues to grow. We have a dive club as well, and so monthly meetings with other divers. They're talking about where they're going to go and what they're going to do, and then they share their videos and invite their friends along. We get people from Maine, Minnesota, Alaska, all over the U.S. coming on our trips because they saw it in social media.
So it's contagious. When people see it, it draws them in if it looks like you're doing something fun.
Absolutely. They're looking for a local dive shop, and they said, well, there's one in Texas. We're going to fly 2,000 miles to go to that local dive shop.
And so you're saying you can be part of a dive community and not even live in the same state?
Absolutely.
And most of your people are from out of state and they're regulars.
We have a good 50-50 mix. I have people that do every trip that come down from Maine, Minnesota, and jump on our trips and meet their friends, and they plan the next trip so they can meet their Texas people.
Yeah, that's cool. You're still running it. You're doing a great job. I'd like to ask you, what do you think the secret sauce is? Because just some quick facts for anybody listening or watching. Hello.
Yeah.
There's around 800-ish active dive shops in the U.S. Of those, the majority are not solvent, and only I think around 200 are solvent. And solvent means actually breaking even or more, to say nothing about a decent living for someone putting in 80 hours a week.
Right.
And you'd wonder why on earth anyone does it. I know. I had one and sold it, but it can be done. We actually did break that threshold, but for many reasons I've discussed in the past, I just want to do something different. But it can be done. You can live a comfortable life. You need to like the life. It's not an investment. But what is your secret sauce for making it? Because you're clearly doing big things and growing and so on.
We have a lot of people serving in their strength. So I love taking pictures. I love doing the editing. I love doing the video. I love building the community, running the club. That's where I stay in my little wheelhouse. Business partner Nate is a fantastic instructor, dreamer. He sees the big pictures. I've got several other employees that serve in their niche and then just kind of build their mermaid program. They build.
It's about finding people that are good at what they do and empowering them. And the big mistake I see is one person trying to do it all.
Yeah, one person can't do it all.
You were, because I asked you this. We did some dives the other day, last few days, and I was asking you this at the bar or something the other night, and I was like, how often are you out teaching and diving? And if you're also doing, because you were really cranking out some great social edits and everything, and I'm like, how are you doing all that with the shop? Are you out there a lot? And usually people's answer is, yeah, I'm out there all the time. I'm beat. I'm ragged. I can't do it all, and they burn out. You said something that you almost looked ashamed of, but I think it is a point of strength, and that is you don't go out and do most of the teaching and stuff anymore. You are doing the social media and taking the pictures and doing this. So you have found your strength. You're not trying to run and do it all. It sounds to me like you also found talented people.
We have amazing staff, and we bring up our dive masters in-house. They become instructors. We're looking at 12 to 15 instructors right now on staff that are active and taking their turns in the pool and open water situations and spreading the love and letting everyone have their turn out there and not getting burnt out. And it keeps their energy level up. They get to lead trips.
Camaraderie and all that stuff. Yeah. What is something you see, because you beat the odds. The odds are not in the favor of a dive shop. The average dive shop is something like around 5 years turnaround or something like that before they go out of business. Or they change. A lot of people know my shop's been there forever. I know one that changed hands 3 times in the duration I had mine. It was in less than 10 years. And it was just insane. It kept turning over. And every time it turned over, they'd clear out all their stuff, had the deals, and they would just kill the market in the area.
Yeah.
Because it's not a big business. What is it that other dive shops are out there doing right now wrong, that if you could talk to each one of them, just say, hey, just stop doing this right now. Or start doing this right now.
You have to build your community.
Build a community.
Build your community from the, all ages. Your 8-year-olds become 10-year-old certified divers. They become your 16-year-old, 18-year-old dive masters. They stick with it long term. That family builds the unity on the trips. We're really excited because we're celebrating our 10th anniversary this next August with big Dive Expo. We're in a landlocked city in the middle of Texas with just a quarry between the big cities of Texas, and we're having Dora Sierra from Mexico Live Boards is coming in to do a session. We've got our vendors coming in to talk, so we'll be able to share the love with divers, and hopefully some non-divers will walk in the door and decide they want to be part of our community.
If you could say there's one thing you could do to build that community, what is that? That you don't see a lot of them doing. One particular thing. And I understand it's a comprehensive approach.
Something as simple as dive shops need stickers. They need stickers to advertise and put it out and let others know the community exists. Having t-shirts that all the divers love to wear because they're soft and comfy, and then they wear them on every trip, and they go out there and they're like, oh, we didn't know we had a dive shop in town.
I mean, everyone knows, I get shirts and stickers and all that. I feel like people want to represent their ball team. If you go into a stadium, everybody wants to wear the colors and wear the ball team and everything else. People love to be showing their colors. What you're saying is like you want to make sure they have as many ways to do that as possible.
Make the hats, make the visors, make the t-shirts, make the stickers, let them know that shop exists, because they're going to spread the word. When you see a diver in a grocery store and you see that shirt, you immediately start a conversation. They end up walking in our door and say, hey, I saw your t-shirt at the grocery store.
What's the one thing that still makes you excited? I'm still looking forward. I don't want to sell it one day or anything. I get excited when filming it.
I get really excited when the new person walks in the door and they step on our mat and they kind of look around and go, wow, this is incredible.
The wow factor.
The wow factor. It's either they're looking for the dive shop and they step on that mat and they suddenly smell neoprene and you can see the memories come back, or they step on that mat and say, this is something I want to do, but I have no idea how. And just starting that conversation, so, tell them how easy it is, bringing them along and letting them know that all that's available.
Anything else you'd like to tell other dive shops? Let them in on your secrets.
Can't tell the secrets.
You know what? That's funny.
Yeah,
I actually don't
go
think
there.
you believe that. Every successful dive shop owner that I've talked to has one thing in common, is they don't spend any time worrying or seeing other shops as their competition.
Oh, I love to see the community succeed. We work with the dive shops and the big cities around us all the time, trade divers back and forth. They go on different trips. They come and share the joy. They take ideas back to their dive shop and implement, hopefully, things that they like about Aggieland. Yeah, absolutely. It's a small enough community of divers that dividing it up further is not a good thing. If we can build that community of divers, it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
You are singing my song. Jennifer, thanks for coming
Absolutely.
on.
Thank you for
Appreciate
having
it.
me.
It's also been a fun week diving with you.
Yeah, thanks for bringing me to Rotown. This was great.
Thank you for coming.
Hope you enjoyed that interview with Jennifer. You got to give it to her. She was not expecting this, and I kind of popped this on her. So I think she did a great job. It takes a lot to get up there and answer questions. Okay, so as promised, something controversial, and that is, should dive shops, or rather, should the instructors teaching within a dive shop also be selling gear, or is that a conflict of interest? Now, I've had instructors saying I teach and other people can deal with gear. Some of my previous guests have supported both sides of that argument. And I'd say they're both not wrong. As a previous owner who started out teaching and then became a dive shop owner, personally, I think you can absolutely sell gear, because in my opinion, teaching people to scuba dive, it is the using of the gear in that environment and making it all come together. So in my opinion, this should all work symbiotically. So I think you should really master equipment. I have instructors who don't even know the difference between, that aren't even teaching the difference between backplate and wing and back inflate and jacket style, or aluminum tanks versus steel tanks, low pressure and high pressure. Students aren't even understanding that stuff. So if you do have a good understanding of gear and what the back end looks like as far as service, I think it can be priceless. However, I've seen where that can go wrong. People are getting commissions. There's a lot of money on the table. You got that one that won't move and a student wants it. Hey, yeah, it's fine. Or there's gear that just sells easier and is prettier, but it's going to give them hassle in this area or that area. I think it's a double-edged sword. I think it can be very effective if you have someone that's honest, that is knowledgeable on a lot of different elements of it. If they're not, I think it's better that you have people in retail and there's people that teach. So I think it can go both ways. I think it very much depends on the experience and the integrity of that instructor. And of course, whoever's running the dive shop. I'd love to hear your feedback on this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode.